If you are enjoying this podcast and other podcasts on the Dragon Wagon Radio Network, be sure to check out the Dragon Wagon Shop. Awesome t-shirts and mugs from your favorite shows so you can tout your podcast pride, all while supporting your favorite indie podcast network. And make sure to check it often for new items and limited time designs. So shop now at dragonwagonshop.com and get your dragon swag on.
To this mythology, Paul's a connoisseur. Sarah has an interest, but it's all Greek to her. From Cronus's kids' weird childhood to what's going down in Hades' hood. These fables are bizarre but good. It's Mythunderstood.
Wow, she's really going for it today. Hey, thanks for listening to another episode of Mythunderstood. Today is a very special episode because we are joined by not only one Sarah Oliver,
This one.
but we're also joined by another Sarah.
That's right. It's me.
Yeah. Introduce yourself. Who are you? How did you get in here?
What's your goddamn name?
My name is also Sarah, but last name is Martellaro. That's Martellaro. That's it.
And she's a very, very funny Sarah.
Oh, thank you.
Just
1 out of 2.
1 out of 2.
1 out of 2 Sarah's agree
Sarah's that she's very funny. Yeah, she's a comedian.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And actress.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And writer.
I am.
Funny.
Yes.
Are you also a dancer, or did you just see you dance in a show once?
I took dance lessons for many years, but I was never very good. My problem is I'm incredibly flexible, boys, and and so I'm able to do these wonderful acts of flexibility, but I just can't apply them to my dance. So
Yeah.
people think.
Would you mind doing a little dance right now for our listeners?
Yes.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
there she goes. Whoa.
Sexy.
Wow.
Oh, God, now it's scary. She is too flexible.
So this podcast, surprise, is about Greek mythology. And do you have any experience in your life with, like, did you study it at one point or remember it fondly?
Ever heard of it?
It's all Greek to me. No, you already used that in the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck me. Are we allowed to swear?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
It's encouraged.
Well, I'm not very good at swearing anyway.
We'll add it in.
When I was growing up, my dad was very into teaching us about ancient Rome, not necessarily Greece, but a similar vicinity and time period. But from that, I kind of developed a lot of irrational fears. Like I have a deathly fear of volcanoes. Because of Mount Vesuvius,
Well, yeah.
Pompeii, like they're gonna come get us, guys. Here.
Oh, do you think that the volcanoes
They're coming
are coming
for us?
I would love to hike a volcano. That's a dream of mine.
No.
I want to look down and see just the nasty innards of Earth gargling up at me.
I mean, I think, hasn't everyone just feared being a virginal sacrifice and being thrown into a volcano at one point?
Well, I am a virginal sacrifice, so it's a fear, a daily fear.
Ripe for the picking.
Well, that's a wonderful memory to share. I don't believe my fear of volcanoes is irrational, but I definitely spent a lot of time fantasizing about it as a child and thinking, like, there's been movies where people have walked through lava as their legs slowly burned off, handing it off to someone as if that's how it would work.
That was Dante's Peak.
I think it was Dante's Peak.
Yeah.
Is that a show like Dawson's Creek?
I think, wait.
It was the sequel to Dawson's Creek, yes.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I know nothing.
James Vanderpeek just melts to death. It's great.
Yeah, I think it was, it might have been a made-for-TV movie.
Dante's Peak?
Yeah.
No, isn't that the Pierce Brosnan movie?
I don't know.
He doesn't do anything for television, my friend. He's Bond.
That's true. Well, today we're going to talk about Elektra. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Boogie, woogie. Ah, fuck me.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
I saw you
okay,
thinking it. And
I know, he
decided
said
to
in
jump
my eyes.
Have you guys heard of Elektra before?
Yes.
Like Carmen Electra. Is that her name?
It's Carmen Electra. That's who we're talking about today. No, we're not talking about Carmen Electra. We're also not talking about Elektra Nachios from the Marvel universe.
Nachos?
Played by Jennifer Garner because she's so ethnic.
Yep.
We're talking about Elektra, and there's also we're also not talking about this Elektra, who I'm going to tell you about just right now. This is the Oceanid, nymph, wife of the sea god Thalamus, and the mother of Iris the rainbow and the storm-wind harpies.
Jesus Christ, what is this story?
We're not talking about her.
I don't want to. It's too much.
Because, that it's not too much because that's all there is about her, really.
What's the rainbow person? What's her name?
Iris.
Iris the rainbow shooter? What is?
Iris, the messenger goddess of the rainbow.
Oh.
So we've talked about her before.
We have.
Oh, yeah.
Idiot.
That's the point of the show. Just a big dum-dum.
But no, we're not talking about her because, of course, there are 2 Elektras in Greek mythology because it's that popular of a name. The Elektra we're talking about today was the daughter of King Agamemnon and Queen Clytemnestra of Mycenae.
Oh, like the play.
The play by
Yeah.
Sophocles and Euripides.
I
They
did a
both-
hip hop version of that show.
Oh, so you're going to
Sing
have a
a
lot
song.
to add to today's
Yes. Oh my God, I'm
podcast.
excited now.
Yeah.
Just start telling the story on top of him.
Yeah, she is.
No, please. I want you to.
She is the subject of plays by both Sophocles and Euripides, as well as featured in the work of Carl Jung. We'll get to that as soon as we find out what she did. But we're fresh off the heels of, we've talked about the Odyssey, we talked about the Trojan War, so now we're learning about Agamemnon and his family and all the shit that went down. So
Very cool.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's like pretty cool.
So, coming off of that, we should be familiar with Elektra's father, Agamemnon, who was a prominent figurehead and warrior in the Trojan War.
Warrior.
And Elektra's grandmother was Leda, who was the one who was seduced by Zeus in the form of a swan.
Oh, yeah. Nope. She sticks out in my mind.
Yeah, and she afterwards gave birth to 2 eggs, from which sprung Castor and Pollux and the beautiful Helen of Troy, and Elektra's mother, the only slightly less beautiful Clytemnestra.
Ooh, that's like us.
You guys sprung from eggs?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's just like us.
We can't decide who's the more beautiful one though, because we're just both.
I think the world can decide it's you.
No, are you
It's
kidding?
you.
You're so
It's
tall.
you. You're so gorgeous.
Oh my God, you're
I
gorgeous.
wish I could cut your face off and staple it on mine.
Oh my God, no! I was doing a self-deprecating thing because I think you're beautiful.
No. This is the show now.
Wow, yeah. So Elektra had siblings in sisters Iphigenia and Chrysothemis, and she had a younger brother named Orestes. And at the beginning of the Trojan War, we talked about Iphigenia a little bit because it was suggested by the seer Calchas that she needed to be sacrificed in order to ensure safe passage to Troy.
But the gods don't like that shit.
Yeah, to the goddess Artemis. And either they were successful in sacrificing her, depending on who you're talking to, or right before she was sacrificed, Artemis was like, I don't like this. I never asked for this. And she whisked her away and saved her.
Oh, is that the book Artemis Fowl?
Yes.
I never read it, but I'm guessing that's what it's about.
The thing that we learned on this podcast is that it should be called Athena Fowl because that's what she does. She turns people into birds.
Everyone's a bird.
Yeah.
You get a
Oh.
bird. You get a bird.
But
Okay.
Artemis didn't do that. She just whisked her away still in her maiden form because that's nicer.
It is nicer.
But after that, this was, let's just count this as like the first traumatic thing to happen to Elektra in her life is that she sees her father and her mother agree to the sacrifice of her older sister. And either way, if they succeeded at the sacrifice, she is dead, or Artemis whisked her away and she never saw her again. So it's still trauma inducing for young Elektra, who's like 5 at this time.
And she's also sister of Helen of Troy.
No, Elektra's mother, Clytemnestra, is twin sisters with Helen of Troy.
Okay, great.
And so it's also important to know that because of this incident, in some versions of the myth, particularly in the hands of Aeschylus and Sophocles, Clytemnestra never forgave Agamemnon for sacrificing her daughter, even though she agreed. Like, Yeah.
Well, like it sounded fine in the moment. you know, I'm going through menopause.
That's how they say it. She was going through menopause. And
just get rid of them. Get rid of all the kids. Sacrifice all the fucking kids. Can we turn on an AC in here?
So you have to remember too that the Trojan War was 10 years long, which means that Agamemnon was not home that entire time, which is a really long time for Clytemnestra to go without like getting down.
It's too long.
It is too long.
Women know how to get by. If
What?
you know,
What is it that you speak of?
well, it's kind of inappropriate, but
Tell us. Oh, inappropriate, Sarah.
Yeah. Do
Well-
another demonstration for our listeners.
when women are alone,
Mhm.
they do something called self-reflection,
Mhm.
and basically they just
Cry a lot.
yeah,
Just read.
that's
read
it.
romance.
Yeah, they don't do anything
series
else.
and
Yep,
cry. Yeah.
Mhm. That's what I was talking about.
Great. Well, not every woman is capable of holding off from physical contact like classically like Penelope, who remained chaste while
Odysseus was on Fuckfest tour 2009.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't know why I said 2009. I just woke up from a coma.
But so Clytemnestra was unfaithful to Agamemnon while he was away.
That's not good to be a woman and be unfaithful.
Exactly, yeah.
Ruh-roh.
And that was she was not unfaithful through the hands of Aegisthus, who is the Agamemnon's cousin.
Yeah, you don't want to keep it in the family.
And you might be surprised to learn that Aegisthus has his own fucked up history.
Wait. She slept with his cousin?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
What? Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about my dad's cousins right now. Wait, no.
Wait, what?
No, sorry.
We struck gold here.
Sorry, I confused my own family tree.
With this Greek family. Wonderful. Aegisthus was the son of Thyestes and his sister mother, Pelopia.
Uh-oh, sister.
I'll get to that in a moment. Thyestes was a contender for the Mycenaean throne, along with his brother Atreus. And because of this rivalry, but also because Thyestes had an affair with Atreus' wife, Atreus had Thyestes' sons murdered. So
Good.
that's
Fine.
a good start.
That's fine.
Sounds right.
Thyestes then sought the advice of an oracle. He said, "O great oracle, I, Thyestes, come to you in my time of need. My sons are dead. My brother's an asshole, and I just don't know what to do. Please tell me what to do."
You're gonna want to put yourself out there. You're gonna want to meet a new lady.
I mean, I sort of have. I have a daughter, Pelopia. Should I meet her?
You're gonna want to meet her in the biblical sense.
Oh, why should I have sex with my daughter?
Have you seen your daughter?
She's pretty young.
But I don't want to continue with this.
What a great improv that
Oh,
was. So,
I was imagining you as a shell. Oracles are shells, right?
no.
What?
They are usually young women.
Oh, I was just a man.
I really thought oracles were like conch shells.
Okay.
Well, I've been mistaken for a
in
long time.
Was this in your hip hop musical?
Yeah.
No, this was I have a memory of myself in my 6th grade classroom just going, oracles are shells.
And so you
it.
gave yourself this information and you are doubling down.
I'm correct.
Oracles are shells. Well, they do shell out some juicy goss.
There we go.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
There it goes.
I'll see myself straight to hell.
The oracle says that if he fathers a son with his daughter Pelopia, that son will avenge his brother's deaths. So one day when Pelopia went to the river to wash her clothes,
Oh, God. Oh, I'm already getting chills. No.
Her father, wearing a mask and wielding a sword,
Okay.
attacked
What?
and raped her.
Wait, with a sword?
Not with the sword.
No, not rape her with the sword. But I mean, why did he have
that
the
wouldn't
fucking
result
sword?
in child. No, he
I don't know how it works.
Well,
at all.
it's Greek
It's
mythology.
been a minute for me.
he he just used it to threaten her, and then he raped her without. He dropped the sword.
Jeez.
Pelopia was impregnated, and
No.
then she was ashamed of her pregnancy because she was attacked by a stranger, and like around her own father, she was like, "I'm sorry, some guy impregnated me, Dad." And
So
she
you're
like,
just gonna have to make better life choices when you go wash your clothes.
yeah,
Little lady, go to your room.
yeah, he's a real asshole. And so she gives birth to this child, and then what does she do? What do people do with babies that they don't want in Greece?
Kill him.
Or they abandoned him.
Oh.
Yes,
Sorry.
she abandoned.
I thought I was so on.
They're not barbarians. They just abandoned them to die in the woods, Sarah.
Sorry, Sarah.
So yeah, Pelopia gave birth to Aegisthus and abandoned the baby and the sword that she had left, that was left behind in the encounter.
What?
This souvenir.
Abandoned the
That's
sword and the baby.
horrible. She kept the sword?
Yeah,
Ugh.
but she abandoned both in the middle of this field. Aegisthus was happened upon by what, Sarah?
Oh,
An oracle?
No,
a conch shell.
a friendly goat.
Oh,
Let's
duh.
call her Margaret.
a friendly goat.
Named Margaret.
Okay.
And she raised Aegisthus, as goats are known to do.
Yeah.
Wait, the meanwhile the dad isn't mad. Like, what the fuck? You should have kept that laundry baby because that might be useful one day.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that, Dad. I feel too much shame. If only whoever did this hadn't worn a mask, maybe I would have been okay with it. But nope, still, no, don't want it. So she abandoned the baby. The Margaret, the goat, raised Aegisthus until he was found by a shepherd. I'm going to pretend that he was 8 by this point. Like, he got raised successfully for 8 years by a goat. Margaret probably had to work double shifts at like a goat yoga in order to.
Goat yoga. I don't want to talk about goat yoga.
Goat yoga's a wonderful thing.
Do they poop on you?
If you're lucky. If you
Because
pay
like
extra.
they're one of those animals that just like boop boop boop.
Yeah, it's like, I in Scotland got close to the
Name
local
drop.
sheep, and I saw a lot of pellets every time I went up to touch them.
They would
They
just
would
spray
shit
her.
uncontrollably.
They would just spray her with
Are you
pellets.
sure that wasn't me?
I hoped it was.
So the shepherd brought young Aegisthus to the court of Atreus, the boy's uncle, unknowingly, and
Oh.
Atreus raised him as his own.
Ooh.
And then sometime later, this whole time Thyestes, Atreus' brother, was causing trouble for him, and so he finally bested him in battle and then brought him in as a captor.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, Aegisthus is the one raised by the goat.
Uh-huh.
Is there any story or myth about his educational development? I'm just did he learn to speak English or
He learned to speak goat.
Okay, because I'm just wondering how he's doing battle.
Yeah.
If he didn't even speak English
Yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
he got raised
or Greek. I'm
from-
sorry, stupid
Yeah.
Sarah.
Wow.
He got raised from age 8 to 18 normally in a court where
Right.
people.
There's just a lot of development that
Sure.
goes on in the brain early.
I don't think that's been proven.
I mean,
All
know, we got Romulus and Remus. They were raised
That's true.
by
That's
wolves. You know, just magical things happen.
All right, I'm sorry.
If you've
I'm
got
sorry.
it, you got it.
If you goat it, you goat it.
That's going to be a separate podcast. Just trying to unravel that one.
Yeah, it's tough.
So when Thyestes, Aegisthus' real father, was captured, Atreus sent Aegisthus to go kill the prisoner. He was like, I want you to do it. I think it'll be a good coming of age thing for you to do. And he goes down to the cell and he's like, like down to the cell, and then he's like, "All right, my surrogate father sent me to kill you. Who are you?"
I'm your daddy.
What? And after that groundbreaking thing, Thyestes convinces him, "Hey, go upstairs instead and kill Atreus." And even though this man raised him his entire life, I guess the bonds
Apart from the goat.
I mean, developmentally from the goat stuff, he's going to have some issues because of the inbreeding.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that it's just manipulating him probably isn't that hard.
Yeah, of course. So he goes back upstairs. He says, "Knock, knock, daddy."
Who's there?
The sword. Bleh. And he kills
The sword who?
he kills Atreus with that sword that was Thyestes, that was left behind with him because he was found with it as a kid. It's like the only thing he's ever known is this sword and Margaret the goat.
Dramatic irony, guys.
Yeah.
Now, I want this to really come full circle. Where does Margaret come back in?
Margaret's part is done. She booked a role on
Law and Order.
another Tyler Perry show. She's,
Okay. Another, because this episode, this is a Tyler Perry
this is clearly the first Tyler Perry show.
Uh-huh.
So after he killed Atreus, Thyestes became the new king because that's how it works. It's like, hey, you're his brother, so I guess you become the king. And then Thyestes introduces his daughter-wife, Pelopia, to Aegisthus. And as soon as she sees him, she recognizes the sword that Aegisthus is holding, and she puts everything together. She like figures out, holy shit!
Smart woman.
She figures out like, holy shit!
Now this got ridiculous.
Now this isn't a myth. That's gone too far.
That was my father all those years ago, and this was the sword that was left behind. That's why this baby has this.
And then they laugh and laugh and laugh.
They did that. Margaret was there laughing too. Yeah, and they laugh and laugh and laugh, and then Pelopia, overcome by grief, murders herself with the sword.
Oh,
So it's a nice full circle story. Okay, I like it.
a nice ending.
It's cute.
Then Atreus is dead. Thyestes and Aegisthus exile Atreus' son, who are Agamemnon and Menelaus. And they exile them to Sparta. There they meet Clytemnestra and Helen, and they both get married to them. And with Menelaus becoming king of Sparta, he helps Agamemnon retake Mycenae, and he in turn exiles Aegisthus. So that's the big setup. Probably all the stuff that you did not do in hip hop. It
was called The Seven.
The Seven.
And I think it was the Seven something of Thebes.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I still don't really get the play I did.
If you know the rhyme, we have the time.
Well, there was a song. I do remember this. It was, Oedipus, the lord of funk, the Argive, don't take no junk, no jive, this dude is bad. Now who wouldn't want me to be their dad?
Okay.
That was Oedipus's part.
Yeah.
I was just ensemble, but I remember that
Ensemble
song.
is one of my favorite Greek gods.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's ensemble.
Ensemble.
Sorry.
Well, don't be sorry. That was a wonderful intermission. They do that. So when Agamemnon's away, in the Trojan War, Aegisthus returns to Mycenae and begins to seduce Clytemnestra. He's like, knock knock.
Who's there?
It's me, Aegisthus, Agamemnon's cousin, and I know I was exiled, but who's going to tell on me? Are you going to tell on me?
It's me, Aegis's cousin, and I know I was exiled, but who's going to tell on me? Are you going to tell on me who?
Oh, that wasn't a knock knock
Oh,
joke.
it
I was literally just knocking on the door for
That's all we
door.
do in this palace.
You're funny.
Have sex in me.
Okay. And Elektra watches this exchange, word for word that we just did, occur as a child. And it's, the strange inbred man with a bloody past shows up at her door, seduces her mother with great ease. And perhaps if like Aegisthus treated Elektra with any love or as like a surrogate father as he soon becomes, she would have been okay with these developments because she's still young. And, if he was loving, maybe things would have been okay. But Aegisthus is not kind to Elektra at all.
Oh, he crop dusts her a lot, huh?
Yeah, he just crop dusts her
Just
all
walks
the time.
by and farts in her face.
So she built a great resentment towards both him
And the farting.
and her mother
Oh.
and the farting. The resentment reaches a point of no return upon her father's return from war. 10 years later, Agamemnon shows up with the seer Cassandra in tow as his consort.
Oh my God, I think that you have been cheated on. I have a vision that you have been cheated on.
Oh, is that the oracle?
I'm a conch shell lady, baby.
Listen,
Don't think I'm crazy. I can see it. I can see your wife.
yeah, but
and she's sucking a dick.
You've been cursed so that no one will ever believe what you say.
Yeah,
so,
but I'm telling you the truth.
So how am I supposed to believe you?
Oh my God, why am I even here?
And she's also had 2 kids at this point with him. Cassandra, yeah.
With Agamemnon?
Yeah. So it's not like he's not being a good person here either, because he's been sleeping with the slaves that he picked up in the Trojan War, and she's given to him after defeating the Trojans in the Trojan War. And so immediately, like, if you can imagine, they defeat the Trojans and then sail home. She already has 2 boys by the time they reach home.
Oh, dang.
So it's like, oh, thank you for this consort. Bang, bang, bang. 9 months go by. She has 2 infants showing up
Jeez.
at the door in Mycenae.
Wow.
So that means the boat ride was 9+ months. Am I doing that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I understood, because that's what I thought in my head. I responded.
People, what we've learned in a lot of these stories that involve Troy and going back and forth between what is now Turkey and Greece, people were not good at navigating.
No.
Like, a lot of times in these stories, people had no idea how to get anywhere, and so it just took them a really long time. And then they blamed it on things like the gods, like, oh, Poseidon hates me, so I'm not making it home for dinner.
Now we just blame the teachers.
Yeah. And Cassandra was likely not happy to arrive here at all because she foresaw everything that was going to happen, but she was powerless to stop it because she was a slave.
And also, everyone thought she was crazy.
Yeah.
Also a woman.
The ultimate sin.
But despite this, Clytemnestra greets Agamemnon warmly, as if nothing had changed. Oh, my beloved wife, I'm home. Hey, this is the woman who's my slave who I had children with. Hello.
Oh, I'm so glad you are home. I remembered you. I remember that you are my husband.
Oh, give me some sugar.
Baby, come back to bed.
Shut up. Get the fuck out. Get out the window. Get out the window. You're crazy.
She even seemed to be okay with Cassandra and the infant boys in her arms, and she offers them a place to stay in the palace. And then she says, Agamemnon, don't you want a nice warm bath after your delightful journey?
Oh.
I
don't know what's going to happen. I'm assuming something bad's going to happen.
Yeah, so Agamemnon takes her up on this, expecting nothing. He hasn't seen Aegisthus yet. He's hiding somewhere in the palace. And on his way to go take this bath, he greets his now teenage daughter Elektra as well. But due to either her youthful naivety or the remaining like trust and love that she still has for her mother, or just forgetting that she's like a player in a Greek tragedy, she doesn't think to warn her father right away of like, hey, mom's been sleeping with this guy that you exiled and maybe something's up. It just slips her mind, which is
she's probably just listening to loud music in her room.
Yeah, she's painting her fingernails
Yeah.
black.
Loud harp music.
Exactly. Clytemnestra draws up a bath for her husband, and then just as he gets in, she suddenly throws a net or a towel over him to distract him. I don't know what it would really do.
Yeah.
And
Where am I?
who turned out the lights? And right when that happens, depending on the source, she alone or with Aegisthus just stabs the shit out of him, like they're in the bathtub.
What?
Their murder tour is not over at this point.
Ooh, good.
Because then they decide, hey, let's go to that room where you put Cassandra in. And they show up and just murder Cassandra and her 2 infant sons.
I fucking knew this was going to happen. Yes, you're at the door. Come in. You're going to kill me.
Yeah, we're here to kill you.
Yeah. Oh, so for once, someone agrees with a prophecy I have.
I mean, we don't really believe
No,
that.
you're going to kill me. You're going to stab me and my children.
I don't know. This
I know
knife's
it.
in my hand.
I see it coming.
It's in your chest now.
I'm dying.
Are you really going to die?
I'm dying.
I don't believe you.
Oh, Jesus.
And while that's happening, Elektra finds her father slain. She wanders into the bathroom and sees him laying there dead. And she's filled with grief, enrage, and a need for revenge. And at first,
she turns on Dashboard Confessional.
Harp version.
Harp version.
But she also suddenly has a great fear for her younger brother Orestes because he's the firstborn and only son of her father. And she knows, well, shit, if Aegisthus becomes king, he's not going to want Orestes in the picture at all in rulership. So she finds a nursemaid, and she says, hey, Becky, Becky, the nursemaid, come here. Becky.
Oh, I'm Becky.
Becky, answer me.
What's up?
I need you to do a great favor for me.
Okay, what?
Grab Orestes. He's like 10 years old. Don't step on the Legos in his room. Take him as far away as you can and make sure that he gets a lovely life. Here, take this Grecian urn and this
okay.
gold. Just like, get the fuck out of here. Becky, why aren't you moving?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out directions to Anaheim.
Oh my God. So
It's the only place I could think of people wouldn't want to go.
So the nurse indeed does this. And after that occurs, 8 years pass. And that's classically where the Sophocles telling of Elektra begins, is 8 years after all this has happened. And after these 8 years, Elektra's become like Cinderella. She wanders through her father's halls as a slave. She's forced by her mother to dress in rags and eat meagerly because she still has a devotion to her father even after his death. And she sees him like he left when she was 5. He came back when she was 15. Her time with her father isn't really that much when you think about it. And so it's like, of course, he becomes more of like an idol to her than an actual person. He's a symbol. And her mother maintains, hey, I needed to get revenge for what he agreed to do with your sister. And all Elektra hears is, no, you did this because you had lust for that inbred asshole. And so it's just, they just have a toxic relationship. Meanwhile, her sister, who has the crazy name, Chrysothemis, is just like, fine. Her sister's like, whatever, living my life. She doesn't have to scrub floors or do anything. She's moved on. And that's sort of like in the play, the role that she plays. She's someone that Elektra goes to tell about her plans and like all the things that she's going to do, but sort of like the nurse in Romeo and Juliet. She just sort of listens to everything and allows it to happen, but doesn't really play an active part.
She's just always on Candy Crush.
Yeah, she's just like, okay, yeah, but don't do that. Mom's not that bad. That's sort of it. Meanwhile, Orestes is now a young man, and he's been raised in a small village far away, and he's also been under the watchful eye of which god? Which god is it going to be? Which god is it going to be?
Zeus.
No.
All right, I'm
Apollo.
out of...
It is Apollo.
Damn
How did you know it was Apollo?
Oh, this fucking psychopath.
How did you know it was Apollo?
Because you had a twinkle in your eye, like you're going to cause me pain. And
Okay. Yeah, it was Apollo, and he wanted Orestes to return to Mycenae and exact revenge for the death of Agamemnon, which is surprising because he's not like a huge fan of Agamemnon, really. But maybe it's because they also killed Cassandra, who
was his hoe.
She was his hoe. Cassandra was a priestess in the Temple of Apollo.
I'm sorry, why are you pointing to me when you're trying to describe a hoe?
Oh,
I know my countenance
Cassandra
is whore-like, but jeez.
Well, because
Speaking of hoes,
Sarah's it's hard when there's two Sarahs. Sarah Oliver is familiar with this, having us talked about Cassandra previously,
sort of.
And so I'm telling you, this is fresh information of Cassandra was a priestess for Apollo, and Apollo seduced her. And at first she was into it, and then she said, "You know what? Never mind. I don't want to do this." And because of Apollo felt led on by her, he spits in her mouth,
What?
and this causes her to have the curse of she will see the future, but no one will ever believe her.
Oh, like That's So Raven.
Exactly like That's So
They
Raven.
ripped that right from Greek mythology, guys.
I forgot that first episode of That's So Raven was so graphic.
Yeah.
Disney Channel. So Orestes, the entire, like, most of the play is cutting back to Orestes and Elektra lamenting her.
Orestes development.
I was thinking that.
It's mostly Orestes contemplating, like, am I really going to go and exact this revenge? And Elektra being like, wow, I really wish someone would help me exact revenge. Until finally they have a meet cute. Well, not really, because they're brother and sister. Not that that's ever stopped anyone in
really.
mythology. But they find each other outside the grounds of the palace. She's there at Agamemnon's grave, and Orestes shows up with two of his friends in tow, and that's when he's like, hey,
just rolling up with my crew.
Hey, oh my gosh.
Check out my dad's gravestone.
Yeah, I'm your sister. Remember I rushed you out of the house?
I don't think so. You look dirty.
Yeah, Mom, Clytemnestra dressed me in rags. Are you here to exact revenge?
On this gravestone?
No, not on the gravestone, on Mom and not Dad.
Oh, I haven't even thought about it, but sure.
Yeah, that's great. I see you have a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look...
I'm a man now.
Yeah, I see that. That's great.
I don't play with Legos anymore. I learned a lot of shit in the streets of Anaheim.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey guys, I'm the grave guy. Visiting hours are over.
Hey, don't worry about it. Oh man,
I thought that you knew suddenly more about this than I was aware of, because
there is a grave guy.
No, because he traveled with an old man.
Oh,
so,
it's me.
Wow, you traveled all the way from Anaheim.
I did.
And you also work here.
Yeah, I'm.
What a commute, huh?
Jeez, but you do what you got to do in LA for money.
For a buck.
For a buck.
So when this happens, they have a tearful reunion. It's very much like
It's awkward for his friends.
Yeah, it's very awkward. And then it's very quickly down to business. He has a sword, and she is more than ready to do the murder with him. In the more popular Sophocles version, as opposed to the Euripides version, Elektra, the plan is Elektra stands guard outside and lets him into the main house where, like, only servants and her mother are. And the thing that she does, it's like very fourth wall breaking, where she turns out to the audience and she says, "Okay, guys, I'm so excited for my mom to die. Everyone get real quiet, because you're gonna want to hear her screams."
Oh, can I retake that?
Oh yeah.
All right. All right, everyone. We're going to be real quiet right now. And if you clap your hands, then maybe my mother will die. That's a Peter Pan reference.
So that's how it occurs in the stage version, is they leave the gruesome deaths to the audience imagination, which is such a wonderful tool. And so while Elektra is standing there, you hear Clytemnestra off stage saying, "Hello, who are you?" And then you hear thwack, and then she's like calling out, screaming for Aegisthus, but he's not home. And then you hear a second thwack, and then all goes silence. And then Elektra's like, "Yay, my mom's dead." Wait, do a take of that.
Oh boy, everyone! Mom is dead now. Oh, she always tried to steal the spotlight from me.
Now I'm just Liza.
Yeah. All roads lead to Liza Minnelli.
Then
She did club Judy Garland to death, didn't she? If I remember that right.
oh, that's dark. When Aegisthus returns home, he approaches Elektra outside the gate, and he's like, "Elektra, why are you standing outside? Why aren't you cleaning the gutters?"
Idiot.
Oh no, you picked Elektra's voice. You need to take this home, baby.
Oh, well, what could the gutters no more?
Okay, I'm Bernadette Peters now.
You're becoming a baby.
I'm Bernadette.
What could the gutters no more? Oh.
Well, she tells him that some travelers have come by telling of her brother Orestes' death, and they actually brought his corpse, and she needs him to go inside and investigate it because she's too scared to do it herself.
Oh, I'm a big scared baby.
And so Aegisthus is like, "Shut up, come inside with me. We're going to look at your brother's body. I'm not even going to be able to identify it. You do a better job than me anyway." And so he goes inside and he finds a corpse underneath the blanket, and Orestes has disguised himself, not with a mustache, but wearing a cloak, and he's standing beside the corpse looking very much like someone who would have brought a body to the palace. And Aegisthus leans down and pulls up the linens and discovers Clytemnestra dead underneath it. And,
I don't think that's your brother.
and then he turns around just in time to see Orestes just like go to town, hacking away at him. And if it were a movie, it would just like cut to Elektra like stone cold, watch it like as like blood splatters against her face, like total like Arya Stark or moment for her as she watches her brother exact final and fatal revenge. So that's sort of where the story of Elektra ends, because it's not like anything.
What more do you need? Happy ending.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
It's a story of revenge and retribution for her. There is more that involves her brother Orestes, however, because in enacting this revenge, he committed the ancient Greek sin of matricide.
Kinslaying.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so this triggers a haunting by the Araneas, the Furies, who start chasing after him and not allowing him to have a moment's of rest. And so a Greek god interferes again. Which one?
Athena.
No, it's Apollo.
Oh, it's Apollo again? Okay.
Because he's looking out for his bro who did the psycho thing.
Yeah.
And
I think what you did was fine.
and so he helps him and takes him to the
Bro, I got you.
the courts of Areopagus, and the jury is divided equally. But then Athena gives the final vote.
She's
Tiebreaker. I'm gonna tie break it. And any money mo, you are gonna go.
Yeah, and so she allows Orestes to be acquitted. And
If the toga fits, you must quit.
and exactly. And so he's freed from the Furies, and then the Furies themselves are placated by being given a fabulous new cult. And
yes, finally.
And in this cult, the cult refer to the Furies as the I don't know how to say this word. Eumenides. Eumenides.
This apartment comes with a lot of amenities.
Which is ancient Greek for the kindly ones. So
Well, why didn't they just say that?
So yeah, that's sort of where the story ends. I told you I'd go back to the work of Carl Jung. The work of Carl Jung, in response to Sigmund Freud's Oedipus complex, coined the Elektra complex, which is a girl's psychosexual competition with her mother.
Wait, when did it become sexual?
For possession of her father.
What the fuck? At what point was this sexual?
Exactly. I mean, someone sent recently a thing about the Oedipus complex, how it's like the Oedipus complex is described as like a guy wanting to have sex with his mother and kill his father. However, in the actual play Oedipus, upon realizing he has done these things, he gouges out his eyes. So clearly he didn't want to do these things. And in this story,
I'm wondering
it's also
if there's
not
more
sexual.
where like the stepdaddy was like, oh, Elektra, and that's why the mom made her dress in rags and stuff.
Oh, that
Maybe.
makes sense.
Because then that could make
You should write these.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a hard rewrite.
Well,
A lot of
and
punch
that's-
ups.
And that's why, much like the work of Freud, this Elektra complex is dated and contested psychology, but it is also still a relatable enough term that people still refer to it to this day.
What are you talking about? People love my ideas still. So you must have penis envy over me.
Exactly.
You have penis envy. You look down there and there's a little black hole, and you don't have the wiggly jiggly I have.
Don't have the wiggly
The
diggly.
wiggly jiggly that I have between my legs and a sphincter.
Oh, what about my schlocky tocky?
Well, this is degenerating. Yeah. Do 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 ding 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 ding. Oh man, I was abandoned on this cliffside by my mom who didn't want me because my dad might be a god.
Oh man, I'm just Ali Sheedy from the Breakfast Club, and I came here because I had nothing better to do.
Oh,
Also, I was abandoned.
oh.
Goat sound. Hi, I am Margaret, the teacher of this hill. Would you children like to learn how to speak English and to eat with a fork?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that how we do it? Like a goat?
Yeah. Now, no, you need to lose my vocal fry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
You're still fucking doing it, children.
I can't help it. I'm so impressionable.
I'm spanking you.
Ooh, again.
If-
I'm sorry.
Don't be sexually turned on by me.
But I have the Carmen Electra complex.
Hey, no.
I don't think this is a commercial anymore. Well, thank you for listening to today's episode of Mythunderstood. If you want to learn more about Sarah, our guest, where can we follow you
Where
on
can
social
I
media?
stack you, sweet
Oh,
little ass?
goodness. Well, you can look me up on Instagram. I post a lot of pictures of things that aren't me because I have self-confidence issues, guys.
Everyone get on Instagram and just comment, "You're so pretty," in all caps.
Even if it's not a picture of her.
And that'll cure her self-confidence issues. Proven.
You can visit sarahmartellaro.com. You can look me up on YouTube. I have
What's your Instagram tag?
just Sarah Martellaro.
Did you spell it?
SarahMartellaro. That's my name. Don't forget it unless you want to. And yeah, you can look me up on YouTube. I have some videos online.
If our Mythfits are our Mythfits who are in LA want to see you in a show.
Oh, that too.
Aren't you in a show right now?
Yeah, I'm in a play right now, the Short and Sweet Festival over at the Marilyn Monroe Theater. I also do improv at Second City on Friday nights, and
I thought you were going to give the address of Second City.
the really smelly area of Hollywood Boulevard is where Second City is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the address, and I'm usually just roaming the streets. So if you see me around,
Take her to a hospital.
take me to a hospital because I am looking desperately, guys.
Thank you so much. You're funniest Sarah I know.
Oh no, you are.
No, there's also Sarah Barenberg. She's very funny too.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm the 5th or 6th Sarah on my list.
Well, you can follow us individually as well. Myself on Instagram at the Paul Bianchi, And Sarah is at the Sarah Oliver on Twitter as well.
Just I'm trying to be more active on social media, but it causes like a self-loathing. So just check it out.
Yeah, and you can check out us, of course, on... I was just like, you can check out us, of course, at _Mythunderstood on both Twitter and Instagram. And you can also follow our network at It's Dragon Wagon on all social media. Be sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and everywhere that you listen. But, specifically Apple, because it helps us get found. Mm-hmm. And please share it with your friends. And you can use hashtags like MythFit, because we are trying to do better at using that one.
Yeah, we're trying to learn how to social media.
Oh, also, please visit our shop. We have merchandise. We have mugs and shirts. And
butt plugs.
A very cool new design is going to come out very soon. I'm excited about that one. It's featuring a god that we have made fun of quite a bit on this show. And also, show your support at dragonwagonradio.com/support if you don't want anything. Or even if you do want something, you can shop and support at the same time.
I'm gonna take a picture of how you're leaning right now.
Well, because I had to read the thing from far away.
It's good.
He looks very not comfortable.
No,
but also sensual.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
not as
the only
flexible
sex
as you.
I know. It's very uncomfortable, but it's good.
Well, thanks for listening today. Bye, everyone.
Night.
So, Sarah, after that episode, I bet you probably need some self-help.
I am so fucked.
Well, luckily, we have sitting next to us the star of her very own podcast, I'm Fine, with Krista Allen. Krista, tell us about your show.
So basically, I bring my friends on and sometimes people that I don't really know, and we discuss self-help books, but not a book review necessarily. It's more of a companion piece to a self-help book because we talk about the topics related to our lives, and it's really, really fun.
Yeah, it sounds like you talk about a lot of difficult things while having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it can get difficult, but it's pretty light. Look, everyone's the reason someone needs therapy, right? So everybody can listen to it and go, oh, you know what? My life is not so bad.
That sounds great. Where can we find this podcast? Where can I listen to it?
Well, you can find it on I'mFineWithKristaAllen.com or iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, anywhere you get your podcasts.
It's Dragon Wagon.
I once did verbally harass Carmen Electra at drag bingo.
Oh, so drag Carmen Electra?
No. The real Carmen Electra was at Hamburger Mary's. I was there.
I love Hamburger Mary's.
I love it.
I was just there, like 3 weeks ago for Kate's bachelorette party?
Well, I wasn't invited. I don't know Kate. Still offended. Yeah, she was reading the bingo numbers, and of course, all the drag queens have wonderful enunciation and projection, and Carmen Electra was like, before. And I couldn't understand her. And of course, I want to win drag bingo. I'm like, well, I'm almost at a rim job because that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You get all the way around. And I'm like, God, this is going to be my first rim job in every sense of the word. And
because you get one if you win.
Exactly. And I'm trying to get my rim job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Carmen, enunciate. And I just kind of yelled it at her. I don't know if she heard. There was a lot going on, but I was very angry.
But you felt like
I was like, take that, Carmen Electra.
I stuck it to her.
I stuck it to her. I was like, you did not study theater like I did.
I think she did. I think she has the thespian.
Oh, forget it. I apologize, Carmen.